Hello, traders. FS Collector here. Today is Tuesday and it is March 11th. So, how is everybody today? Hopefully, everybody's doing fairly good. Everybody's having a fairly good Tuesday. Not a whole lot of news today so far. I mean, we got President Trump talking at 9 p.m. tonight. We had job opening numbers today for the U.S., and the numbers were actually pretty positive. There's definitely more jobs, point 200, about 200,000 more jobs this month. So, or last month that is. So definitely pretty positive for the U.S. economy for sure. But we got Powell talking tonight, and I not Powell, but we got Trump talking tonight, and that is definitely a market mover. And tomorrow's a very big day. Tomorrow we have CPI inflation numbers for the U.S. They are predicting that inflation will be down a little bit, which hopefully inflation is down. That's definitely good. And we also have Canadian interest rate coming out tomorrow, so we have some pretty big news events to pay attention to over the next day or so. So, in a ways, I mean, I always like to start off at the US dollar, but if anybody does have any requests, put them in the chats on YouTube, and I'll be more than happy to look at anything. It sounds like Hyman, Hyman Sue wants me to look at the pound yen, so we'll definitely look at that. So yeah, dollar index is just not giving up on its move down, is it? It is still holding pretty tight to the downside. I've been saying this pretty heavily for at least a week or so now because I really want people to understand that yes, the dollar has been looking like it should or could pull back. We're at a Fibonacci level and we have all these candles that look like they have wicks on the bottom. Definitely seems like a really good place for the dollar to go up, but I know because I've seen these type of things happen so many times in the past is just because you see, a Fibonacci level or you see a couple wicks on the bottom does not mean that a trend is over. There is definitely still a possibility that this does go down to the next Fibonacci level, the 61.8. And if the dollar keeps going down, the dollar pairs potentially would keep going up. Well, except for the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss would potentially keep going down. So there is still no signs of this trend being over. The dollar itself has been very rangy for the last couple of days, as you can see. For me personally, my structure level is still right here. I do not qualify this downtrend as being over unless we have a nice solid break and hold above structure, which we definitely do not have yet. If it turns up and breaks structure, then great. I'll be more than happy to start looking for longs, even though I think the move up would be like a wave two. But it would potentially last a couple weeks to the upside more than likely. So if it does end up turning up, it's probably still just going to be another pullback, but at least it would potentially be a couple weeks of upside potential. But I'm actually starting to think that that's probably not what's going to happen. Notice that we had 3 days in a row where it rejected, it wanted to go down, but it didn't. And now it's making the fourth attempt. This is nothing that's like written in stone, but normally if you can't do it on the third try and it tries for a fourth time to break out, normally it will break and hold and it will not turn back up, but normally it will just keep on going down. So I think this is the fourth attempt on the move down, which I think means that it probably is going to go down to at least the next Fibonacci level before we even think about seeing any significant pullback or any significant resistance. Hey, Chrissy, how's it going? How's it going today? Yo, dollar, yeah, I was just saying the dollar pairs just will not stop. Yo, dollar has been something else, huh? Man, crazy. I don't know if I would have been able to hold all the way from down here all the way till now, even though that technically it really hasn't been much of a break of structure because it definitely did look like it was going to definitely look like it was going to pull back into 61%. But yeah, at this point, I agree. It's probably going to at least a 78%. I have a extension right here for the potential lower degree wave three. So this is like a wave one, this is a wave two, and this is the potentially the lower degree wave three right here. So we are kind of the lower degree wave three target does line up with the 78% pretty well. So maybe we will finally make a pullback there, make a wave four, and then go up to the higher degree wave three because this is likely a wave one and a wave two also. So one, two, and then one, two of three. So even if it does go down, it's probably still a wave three to finish off the bigger one, the bigger two, and the bigger three. So yeah, definitely still very bullish. Really hasn't given us too many opportunities to go long. Yesterday, I was talking about if it makes a higher low right here, then it's probably already an ABC correction and already a three-way pullback to the last five ways up. I did end up going long there yesterday, but I closed it right around market close because I was getting ready to go to bed and I didn't really want to hold it because the dollar pairs have definitely been looking like they want to pull back. But they definitely haven't pulled back yet. That's the thing. There's no break of structure. Even the 1 hour time frame never gave us a real significant break of structure whatsoever. So, I mean, I wouldn't be going long now, that's for sure. But if it does push down, which I have no idea if it will, kind of looks a little impulsive down, a little corrective up. So maybe it will push down, making like an expanding ABC or something like that. If that happens, that potentially would be a pretty nice little trade to go long again for me personally. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short, but if this is like an A, B, and then it goes down, makes either a higher low, it turns back up, or it makes a lower high and turns back up. Both of those are very recognizable Elliott wave patterns, like a contracting triangle and a running triangle. So definitely looking for long still, and definitely not looking to go long now. I really hope that you guys in the chats that follow along with my YouTube channel are not part of the liquidity grabs that have been going on for the last week and a half. You know, right here, that was nothing but a liquidity grab. Right there, liquidity grab. Even today, we had a pretty impulsive move down for a short time being at the news. Probably grabbed a ton of liquidity. And then it just turned right back up. So please don't be part of the stupid retail traders that are going short every single chance they get because they think that the trend is overextended. Because if you are that person, then most likely you are just a liquidity for the big money traders who continue to look for longs and continue to go long. If you go short, you are likely just getting liquidity for the big money traders. You and about 1,000, 1,000,000 other people that try to go short right there are definitely just liquidity holders for the big money. So don't be that guy. Definitely don't be that guy for sure. Let's look at the pound dollar real quick, just because I normally look at this one anyways, one of the more popular pairs. Pound dollar also hasn't broken down in any significant way. One thing that is a big clue to me too is the daily time frame. Look how it's the candles themselves. No break below, no break below, no break below, no break below, no break below. There has not been an engulfing move on the daily time frame since this move started up way down here, which that was actually a pretty decent little ABC correction right there also. So the trend is definitely a friend, that's for sure. If you were watching it on the sort of time phase, I think that you probably would have got out of the trade potentially. But even though in hindsight, I think this is actually a very clear pattern. I think this is basically another expanding ABC type thing. A little bit of a lower low, a little bit of a higher high. Just trying to figure out where the AB is a little bit of a problem, but maybe it's just an ABC right here. But I was thinking that maybe the over here is supposed to be one, two, three waves of A for an expanding. Maybe it's just a WXY too. One, two, three waves up, one, two, three waves down. Maybe it's just a WXY, but either way, no matter how you count it, it doesn't matter because if you would have went long there, you would have made nice money. You would have made that nice money there. You would have made money there. Pretty much any place you would have gone long, you would have made money. So don't be the guy who thinks that every single time it goes down that the market is turning. Because, like I said about the euro dollar, all you are is liquidity for the big money traders when you do that. So it's a different story if you get like a nice solid break. You know, if it goes down, breaks structure with momentum, then kind of starts to pull back, then hell yeah, I'll be ready to go short, no problem. But that's way different than it just going down for a brief minute and then turning back up and then just continuing the uptrend. But because you're watching it on such a short time frame, every time you see it go down, you think it's a big giant turn. So be very careful. Very careful. I think gold is likely in a way B right now. Gold has been very sideways, but I think there's definitely some clarity here. I think this is a one, two, three, four, five. So this top right here is the wave five. I think this is likely a wave A. I think that gold is likely made like a WXY of wave B, and I think we're going to continue up to at least a 78, possibly even 88% for a wave C. And I think this is likely a wave B. I think this is likely a wave A, and I think there's a good chance eventually it's going to go back down for a wave C. Probably not before it goes up and takes out the previous highs, though. So I'm definitely still pretty bullish on gold if you are trading gold, which I'm not really trading gold, but a lot of people are. I think overall in the sort of time phase it might go down before it goes up. But I definitely would still be looking for longs at least to the 78 or 88% Fibonacci extension. Or this 88% has the 250% Fibonacci extension from the much higher time frames also on top of it. So the 78% is also right there though, which is definitely a good area for resistance and support possibly. So definitely still looking for longs. So yeah, let me start taking requests. The pound yen is the first one that I see somebody request. So I'll do that. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, definitely do check out my free Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. So check that out. The link is in the chat and in the description. I'm still pretty bearish on the pound yen to be telling you the truth. I think if this was going up, then it would be much more impulsive, like it would maintain impulsive movement up. I have been contemplating two different analysis on this for months, for at least a month or so. One analysis is 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. Three up, three down is a very recognizable pattern in Elliott wave terms, which will lead to either 1, 2, 3 waves up for a WXY 333, or potentially 5 waves up for a flat pattern. A flat pattern is a 335 pattern. A WXY is a 333 pattern for the WXY. So that's my initial analysis, but my original analysis is still valid, which is that it might go down and make a wave C, which I still don't really see why it wouldn't. It still looks like a possible correction in a downtrend to me. I definitely would still be pretty bearish for sure. So definitely looking for that. Definitely looking for shorts, 100%. The yen has been pretty crazy just because of the yen basket. We're at an extremely crucial point on the yen basket, in my opinion, because if this really is a three-wave pattern up, 1, 2, 3 wave pattern up, then likely this third wave would turn at the 78% Fibonacci and 100% Fibonacci extension of wave A projected out the bottom of wave B. So if this really is an ABC, then this definitely is the zone where I would expect to see a turn down, definitely 100%. The problem is it doesn't have to be an ABC. In my original analysis, like I was just showing on the pound yen, is that this is the A, this is three waves of B, and this is just going to keep on going up for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, potentially all the way up into this area someplace. So that's definitely still my original analysis about the yen pairs. Definitely still very bearish overall on the yen pairs, very bullish on the yen basket. The whole thing is though, I have no problem whatsoever changing my analysis. Hey Joseph, yeah, I'll look at that. I usually go in order, so we already did the pound dollar, so it looks like the US dollar yen is next, and then we'll do the Aussie dollar. If anybody else has any requests, definitely put them in the chats. I'll be more than happy to look at basically anything. I'm also long the Aussie dollar. I just went long the Aussie dollar recently. I've been trading this funded account with my group. I just started trading it last week, but this is the $50,000 funded account that I just started trading last week with the group. I'm currently up a little bit. I was up quite a bit more, but I lost one trade on the euro dollar trying to sort it at the FOMC last week, but we're up pretty good. So I am trading this with my members in the Zoom meetings, so at least trying to. So that's what we're up to for that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, anyways. If the JPY basket does break structure to the downside, I'll be more than happy to say that this is an ABC. I'll be more than happy to start looking for shorts to JPY basket. I'll be more than happy to start looking for longs on the JPY pairs. The problem is that it still could be an uptrend. There's still no reason to think it's turned down. So unfortunately, it's still in an uptrend, 100%. The pound yen I didn't really finish because I always look at the JPY basket. It's in a major range right now, and I kind of feel like it's potentially going to go up and do a liquidity grab before it goes down. At this point, it's probably some sort of an ABC or a WXY or something along those lines. This first move up is 5 ways, which is why it should be just a traditional ABC. Oh wait, maybe I see what it is. Because this is 5 waves down right here. Oh man, I can't draw it tonight. This is 5 waves down right here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of like 6, 7 waves, but that's definitely a trend, even though it's a little overlapping. Maybe that's the wave A there, and this is 1, 2, 3 waves up for the wave B. Hmm, that's a wave C. This is the A. So that's your A, B, C of B. And now we're going up to grab liquidity from the highs for wave C. And then probably back down for the bigger move down. Yeah, I think that's it. The 3 waves right here in the middle really stick out to me. That's kind of what gives it away to me. I always look for where do I see like, impulsive movement? Where do I see 3 wave corrective movement? And that would kind of make sense too on the JPY basket, I think. Because even if the JPY basket does continue up, I feel like it needs a proper 3 wave pullback and then continue up from there. Maybe it's going to go down, break structure, and then reject structure, and then continue the uptrend. So that would make a lot of sense to me, honestly. Definitely would make sense. So what will we do? Let's look at the dollar yen, which the dollar yen is basically the same analysis as the pound yen for the most part. The dollar yen, I also think, is likely ready for a bounce, but I don't think it's going to be anything beyond a bounce. Yeah, I mean, we are sitting at the 61% Fibonacci, as you can see, and we do have a pretty nice impulsive move down since the last end of a correction. And if you go to a little bit of a shorter time frame, it's kind of 5 waves, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it looks like 5 waves. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hmm, that definitely sticks out right there as the wave 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 5. Yeah, definitely. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3, 4, 5. So more than likely, we are going to make a correction to this last move down. So more than likely, we probably will go up and take out some highs. So I think that there's a good chance it is going to go up, but I think it's just going to be a correction to the downtrend. So depending on what time frame you trade, you could try to go long if you really wanted to. Kind of looks like a little bit of a long right now, doesn't it? All the yen pairs are moving up pretty strong. Dollar pairs are still moving up pretty strong too. Oh, US dollar CAD's pushing down. Gold ain't really doing anything. Gold has been on like standby for days now. Aussie dollar, I'm long on the Aussie dollar also. I got long on the dip right here at the news. I went long someplace around right here. And that was the long that I took. I took a half a lot position on my that $50,000 funded account. Definitely not a very big trade, about $5 a pip. So, if we get like a 75 pip move or something, that'd be pretty decent money. It'd be nice if it turned into a big wave 3. That would be a really good money. $5 a pip and potentially go up and take out the highs. $162 times 5. Yeah, that'd be a pretty decent trade. If that we could get that one to hold. I still think that the Aussie dollar is going to turn up in a 3 wave pattern to the upside in A, B, C of Y. So I'm very, very bullish on the Aussie yen, even though it really hasn't turned much yet. I still think that this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for the wave 1. I still think this is just an impulsive wave 2, and this is maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come. I know that's pretty bullish, but man, it seems like it should follow along with the other dollar pairs. And if you'll notice on about the 2 to 4 hour time frame, we had a nice uptrend today, or yesterday, and then we had impulsive down, corrective up, impulsive down, 50% Fibonacci. It looks like a potential wave 1. It looks like maybe 3 waves of 2, and then potentially continue up from there. Hey, Luca, yeah, definitely, I'll check that out. So, like I said, I went long today because I was thinking that this was going to be an expanding flat, which it looks like it was. Got a little nervous because it definitely went down further than most expanding flats do, but the Aussie likes to make aggressive pullbacks. But I wanted to show you this on the 1 hour time frame because this is the type of stuff I look for on a daily basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, oh, I can't draw tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably A, B, and then C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 waves down, potentially like a 3 wave up, and 5 waves down. It doesn't look like it respected the correct Fibonacci level on this time frame, as you can see, but if you go to the daily or the 4 hour time frame, I mean, all it did was spike below that. If it turns here, that I would just say, oh, that's a perfect Fibonacci bounce. So it's kind of relative to what time frame you're on sometimes about whether you respect the Fibonacci level or not. I don't really have a target per se. I don't know. I mean, I would like to hold on for the swing trade, but I don't know if I will because I would have to throw my Fibonacci extension on here. I think my target that I would really, if it really does do what I'd like it to do, I'd potentially like to hold all the way up until this area. But I don't really think that I'll end up holding that long. I'll probably end up taking profit before that. I'd like to potentially try though. Let's see. Let's see where we're at for fib levels. Let's see here. Fibonacci, if you learn how to use Fibonacci, um, it can tell you a lot about what's likely to happen in the markets. What's going on here? Frozen. That's weird. Let me try this again. Nah, that's not even the right swing either. Let's see. I would have got it on there, don't I? Yeah, let's throw the appropriate Fibonacci on there and see if that will give us a decent target. So you always want to go from the bottom of the 1 to the top of the 1 to the bottom of the 2. Hmm. Settings ain't working too well, but that's okay. Oh, there it goes. That's weird. So a wave 3 target should be the 161.8, but a wave 3 can go way further than that. Normally you just try to look for structure. If it really is a wave 3, it could definitely go up to like the 223, the 238, maybe even the 261. So I don't normally put take profits on my trades. I just normally try to hold and let the market tell me when it's time to get out. Preferably at like a break of structure against the trend that I'm currently in would be normally my exit. If it turns into a wave 3, then it should be obvious because it should be like impulsive pullback, impulsive pullback, impulsive. It should be a pretty nice move. Yeah, I used to scale into almost every single trade I take. I do recommend, if anybody does sign up for my trading course, I do recommend in the risk management plan section, I always say that you should scale out a 50% of your trade at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio in order to become risk free. So right here, scaling out of your trades and scaling into your trades. I actually have a video on scaling out and scaling into your trades because I do recommend it, especially if you have a full-time job or something, you're not able to watch your charts all day long. But if you scale out of your trade at a 1-to-1, 50% of your trade at a 1-to-1 risk to reward, then your trade becomes risk free. And once you're risk free on a trade, it's much easier to hold on to a trade, just psychologically and stuff like that. So we'll see if it holds, definitely. Risk off is always the best. Are you looking for just risk on, risk off moves based on the dollar? The Aussie is definitely a risk on, risk off pair. Let's see, US dollar CAD. Yeah, US dollar CAD. Oh, when you're in profits, yeah. As soon as you're risk free, your trading changes dramatically. At least it does for most people. Because once you're risk free, your trading psychology goes from being fearful and having anxiety to being hopeful about the potential profits. Yeah, no problem. We'll look at the euro pound. Not a problem. Kind of a strange move up on the US dollar CAD. I definitely am calling this a wave B, but it's kind of a weird looking wave B because it's not really a correction. It's basically one, two, three, four, five, six, seven waves up. There must be some sort of like an extended something in there, like one, two, three, four, five. I don't know. Maybe this is like something like that. Either way, though, it doesn't matter. I don't really worry myself about trying to count every single wave, anyways. One, two, three, four, five. That's definitely five waves down. I think this is a wave B, and I think it's going to go down, make a wave C, probably down to these lows. Then I think it's going to go up and make the bigger wave C. So this would be your A, this ABC would be your B, and then up for the bigger wave C. And that would probably put us up to about the 78%. So it probably is turning down. It's such a strange pattern that I didn't take it because I didn't like. I always was taught to search for clarity. That's one thing that my mentor used to always say to us: the search for clarity. You need to trade what's clear to you. If you look at something, you're like, that doesn't seem right, or it doesn't seem clear, then that's your sign to probably not trade that pair. Find something that is clear. So more than likely, I still think this is potentially a wave one here. I still think this is potentially a wave two. I still think that it's going to go down, up, and then potentially down for a wave three is what I'm hoping. If it really is what it looks like it is, then it's probably going to be several weeks before we even get this wave three. We need to see this thing break shorts on the 1 hour time frame down to really confirm that it's going down for what I was just showing on the higher time frames now. So we definitely need to see a break of structure to really confirm it. Definitely. Man, dollar pairs are moving pretty decent, aren't they? Oh yeah, look at that. Aussie dollar's doing really well. Like I said, I've been this funded account I trade with the group. I just entered a long on this. You can see I'm long on the Aussie dollar right here, half a lot. I was doing one full lot per trade, which I would be up 200 bucks if I was doing that. But definitely just started trading this last week with the group. It's a $50,000 funded account that I just started trading with the group. So during the live Zoom meetings that I try to do, we try to do that, and I'm potentially going to try to do more scalping with the group too. So with that funded account, because it's a raw spread account and it has almost no spread. The spread is usually like zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2. So potentially we'll be doing some scalping. Boy, even the sort of time phase, whew, just longs all the way today on the euro dollar. Oh, man, crazy. Let's see. I might have missed somebody. If I missed your analysis, definitely let me know. I think Bitcoin is next. Ukraine just signed ceasefire agreement. No, oh yeah, so that's probably why gold has been so slow. If uh if both Russia and Ukraine agree that the war is over, I think gold is going to go down for that big wave C, potentially all the way down to maybe the $2,800 area, or maybe even lower. Actually, no, 28's right there. Maybe even lower, honestly. I think it needs to make a one, two, three, or four, and then go back up for wave five. So that's why I think the 2,800, and then up for five, and then maybe the big turn for the big wave four. That's potentially going to bring us down into like the 25, $2,400 area. So I think we got some pretty decent moves coming on gold eventually. Bitcoin, yeah. I just looked at Bitcoin this afternoon in my Zoom meeting, and boy, Bitcoin is definitely looking pretty nice. Yeah, hey, Nay, how's it going? I know it looked pretty impulsive for a while, but it's not really maintaining the impulsive movement that I would like to see. But we just barely broke Strutza too, so if it pulls back now, it's not a good sign. It's actually, if it starts to pull back now, it probably really is an ABC, and it probably really is going to go bearish, but as of right now, it's definitely still bullish. We just came back up to these previous highs, so a little bit of a pullback is fine. But if it starts making engulfing candles or something, I'm gonna get out of my long. I got in a pretty good position. I'm in from like down below these lows right here, someplace right there. So If it goes down to here, I'll just get out with a tiny profit or break even or whatever I gotta do. If it does start to become impulsive, then hopefully we can take it up for this 161.8, right around the 0.6705 area potentially. So let's look at Bitcoin. Oh, he just closed. Pretty good trade. Yeah, it is definitely pulling back though. But let's see, Bitcoin. Crypto. I just looked at Bitcoin today, and I actually think Bitcoin is making a very, very clear pattern, and on multiple time frames actually. The weekly time frame has one of the best trends like ever. One, two, three, four, five. Break a structure. That is like a picture perfect ABC five wave trend. And then this is almost a picture perfect ABC over here. This is one down, one, two, three up. I mean, yeah, not picture perfect because it broke the low, but and then it pulsed a down wave C. Bitcoin definitely makes LE wave patterns, 100%. And it actually makes some pretty nice LE wave patterns by the looks of it. I don't actually trade crypto, but honestly, it's something we should probably think about, especially with all the talk from Europe and the US and probably the UK now. I haven't been following the news, but potentially government crypto coin is pretty close to happening. Europe said the other day they want to have it by October. Yeah, I can trade Bitcoin on my Mods account. Yeah, I can trade. There's like 8 or 10 different currencies I can Bitcoin cryptocurrencies that I can trade on my Mods account. Look at that. One, two, three, four, 5 waves down. I think that's almost definitely a wave A. I think we're gonna go up and make a big old giant bull trap. Probably even go up to these highs potentially for wave B. Then I think we're gonna go down. That's why I call it a bull trap for wave C. I think Bitcoin's going down to at least the $7,200 area. It seems extremely clear to be 5 waves to me. Yeah, I don't live in the US anymore. I'm American. I'm from New Hampshire. I'm from America, but I haven't lived in America for over 3 years now, so I have a European broker now. I do agree. If I'm in America, you can't trade gold or any commodities on a margin account. You can't trade any crypto on a margin account. So yeah, that does kind of suck for sure. But I moved to Europe 3 years ago now. I'm still American though. I still got my passport. I'll never give up my passport, even though it sucks to live in Europe and have to pay U.S. taxes. But it is what it is. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three. One, two, three, four, five. Seems pretty clear what's going to happen in the long run to me. Very clear, actually. Tell you something, Bim. So yeah, let's see here. I think let's see. Euro pound has been moving. All the euro pairs then have been moving a lot. Look at the euro CAD and some of those other ones. Yeah, I would never give up my passport, Joseph. I totally agree with you. Because worst case scenario, I can almost always get to a U.S. embassy, and like you said, I'll be safe then. You never know. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world, so you never know. It sucks paying U.S. taxes when you live other places, but tell you what, like he said, you never know. That U.S. passport can be pretty handy. If I go to the embassy and stuff's hitting the fan, they'll get me back home to the U.S., which is good. I'm trying to figure out whether this is a wave four or whether it's a wave B. It kind of looks like a wave four to me. Kind of looks like it. Boy, it's awful steep though. It might even turn into that wave B. That's why I'm wondering if it's a wave B. Yeah, boy, it does look like it is. I think we're in a wave Z on the monthly, which that means that we should potentially get an A, a B, and then down for a wave C for the ABC of Z. Kind of like what happened over here, maybe ABC down, something like that, ABC down. So if that's true, which boy, it looks like it is, then this may not even be an ABC. It might be one, two, three, four, five of A, and then down for a B, and then up for a C, and then down for a bigger move. That'd be A of Z, B of Z, and then down for a wave C of Z. I would definitely continue to be bullish. I mean, obviously, we have a pretty big area of resistance right here. Maybe it will make a pullback. And honestly, if it does make a pullback, that's good news for us because then hopefully we can try to get along. Like Joseph was saying, this is when I used to scale into trades, is when I used to work a full-time job because I'm still very bullish on this. So if I had to go to work and just leave the charts or I didn't want to watch the charts, I would be like, okay, well, if I'm correct about this not being over, then it definitely shouldn't break this structure and it definitely shouldn't break that structure. So what I would potentially do is, okay, I'm putting a buy limit there, put a buy limit there, put a buy limit there, and put my master stop loss for all three of those orders right there. Yeah, the first order is going to have a big stop loss, the second order too, but you know what? When you go to work and it makes a pullback and then continues the uptrend later on, you're going to be pretty happy. Your risk to reward is probably not going to be great unless you hold on to the trade for a while. Oh, I used to scale into positions and then I would just scale out 50% at a one-to-one risk to reward to be risk free. But scaling in can be very dangerous, but as long as you use good risk to reward, if you enter three trades like I was just showing, let's say you were like, okay, I'm going to put a buy limit there, buy limit there, and a buy limit there. You would have to make sure that if the market just blows through all your buy limits and hits your stop loss, that it's still a predetermined risk if you lose all three trades. So if you lose all three trades, you'd be like, okay, that's a 1% loss on my account, not three times that, not potentially like a 3% loss or more. I've always been extremely strict about my risk management practices. If I did something like that, I would make sure that it was no more than 1%. I've been extremely, extremely strict. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm not looking to risk 5% on a trade or something like that and end up losing a ton of money. So yeah, 20. Oh, that's a good plan. Nice. Yeah, I know a few people that trade like that. There's a guy in our group that trades like that. That Nay guy trades like that. And I've met a few people in the past. I was talking about this guy in one of my old groups that I used to trade in that I belonged to. He would trade like that. So every single month he would start off the month with a brand new $5,000 in his trading account. So whether he had, no money or whether he had 20 grand in there, he would start off every single month with 5 grand. And he would trade very, very, very high, like very high. So once in a while, he would take that account, that $5,000 account, and he'd turn it into like $40,000 within a month. And when he did that at the beginning of the next month, he would just start over with a brand new $5,000. Now, every once in a while, he would lose that whole $5,000 within 7 days. He would lose the whole account. And when he did that, he would just take 3 weeks off from trading, and he wouldn't start again until the beginning of the next month with a brand new $5,000. So every once in a while, he would lose the whole $5,000, and then he would take a couple weeks off from trading. But more times than not, he would turn that 5,000 into 20,000, 40,000, sometimes $50,000 in a month. He made really, really good money trading like that. It's a really aggressive way to do it, but boy, you can make a killing if you trade like that. Definitely. So, anyways, yeah. Does anybody else have any more requests? I see. I think I might have got everybody. I like doing these live streams because I can interact with people. I think it's good to interact with the audience once in a while, and it gives people a chance to talk about my free Discord channel and website. If anybody is interested, definitely do check out my website. It is only $30 a month. Yeah, and like I said, it gives me a really good chance to interact with people, which is good. So give me a thumbs up and definitely hit that subscribe button, so notification bell, so you don't miss out on future live streams. Because I almost prefer doing the live streams over the videos. If the live streams become a big hit, I may just do a live stream every day, and if that would potentially be a lot easier for me and probably a lot better for you guys because you could see potentially live analysis. The Nasdaq, yeah, boy, Aussie Swiss, no problem. The Nasdaq has been down big time, huh? Trump is really taking some heat on the stock market dip that we've been having, isn't he? I've been seeing all this stuff in the news on Twitter and stuff like that. It's like they're like blaming Trump for the dip. They're like, oh, stock market 40% down because of Trump and this and that and all these other things. It's funny. It doesn't matter who's president. They would blame whoever it was. So, which one did you ask for? Nasdaq, yeah. We were looking at these today pretty heavily too, because I was trying to figure out if the wave five is over or not. If this is all, if it's really the end of a wave five, or if it's really the end of a wave three. I do think that that's definitely a one. I definitely think that's a wave two. Now, is this all a wave three from that point on, or is there a hidden wave four in there someplace? So that's the question. To me, it seems like it's all higher lows. There's no break of structure, so I think it's a wave three. I think we're gonna make an ABC of four, and then I think we're gonna go off a wave five. This wave two lasted 90 days. I know that because I measured it earlier because we were just talking about this today. So the wave two lasted 90 days, so I would definitely expect this wave four to last potentially 90 days or more. So I don't think the move down is over. I think at some point we are going to get a push up, but it's most likely going to be a B. It's most likely going to be a correction to the push down, making a lower high. And if you look at other indices, the S&P 500 is the exact same thing. So that's why I'm pretty confident about this. This is the wave two, and then this is all wave three. This is a big push down with a break of structure. This is an A, B, C, and then probably back up again. It could be pretty dramatic because the wave two was pretty shallow, so it could even go down to like the 50% or something. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna turn up anytime soon. I think we're gonna turn up, but it's gonna be a question to the move down when it finally does turn up. I guess if we start getting a break of structure on the 4 hour time frame, potentially it would go up. Yeah, I see the Aussie dollar is going up pretty good. Yeah, going up real good. Like I said, I'm already long. Yeah, that's turning out really well. Good news. Now, every single trade I take, I do stay with my group at the time of entry with stop losses and everything. You can see today that I got in the Aussie dollar right here at 2:45 UK time with a 22 pip stop loss, no take profit. Yesterday I took a buy and I held on to it all afternoon and I got out with a 10 pip loss because I was sick of holding it. But honestly, I should have just held on to that for sure. But yeah, Aussie dollar entry right here. These are the trades that I share with the group at the time of entry. And yeah, as you can see, this is way more active than the free chats is most of the time. So definitely check that out. Hmm. Yeah, I know. Trump, all he's got to do is tweet or something. The market just goes wild or whatever. His truth app. Did he say something about the tariffs? Oh, wow, it is definitely tanking. That's going to go down. I don't think it's going to make a new low. I think this is a wave A. I think this is a wave B. I think it'll probably do something like this over the next day or so. We got inflation data coming out tomorrow, so that's a pretty good important time also. Nice inflation data. We'll see what it does because man, it seems like all the market cares about right now is tariffs and what Trump has to say. But we got inflation data tomorrow, and we also have Canadian interest rate tomorrow, which they plan on lowering interest rates by 25 basis points tomorrow. So we got some stuff to keep an eye on tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. I'm pretty sure I missed some people's stuff. Aussie Swiss. Oh wow, the Aussie itself is moving, not just the dollar. Look at the Aussie Swiss, Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD ain't moving because of the CAD. I bet the Yo Aussie, yeah, I was gonna say Yo Aussie Pound Aussie is turning down. Oh yeah, look at that. I know a couple of people that went short on the Pound Kiwi today, or at least one. That's doing pretty good. Aussie dollar's looking good. Yeah, people are loving the Aussie dollar trade. Definitely. Aussie pairs are cranking right now. Hopefully this is the beginning of a wave three. Like I said, that's gonna be a nice move if it is. Aussie Swiss. Yeah, the Aussie cat is definitely volatile. Oh man, this might be trying to end the wave C that I got here. I think this is a WXY. I think that we're in a wave C of Y. I think at some point this is going to turn into an uptrend. The gold mining stocks. I've never been a gold trader, mostly because I'm from America, and from America, you cannot trade gold with a U.S. account. Yeah, let's see. Hold on, I need to see. Hmm. I think at some point we're going to start a big old push to the upside. Definitely looks like it. We got a nice break of structure forming too. If it breaks and holds above structure, I would definitely be looking for pullback entries from that point on. 100%. I'd be trying to get long every chance I got. Because if this is really a WXY on the daily, then we might be turning right now. And why is the Aussie turning right now, though? Commodity driven move or what? Risk on, risk off? Dollar's not really tanking much. Moving a little bit, but not a lot. Kiwi dollars, man, US dollar CAD. Oh, the tariffs are potentially off. Somebody in the chat said. Yeah, the tariffs are off. Apparently, that's what somebody was just saying. Maybe some news came out about that. If that's true, then that could start this big old giant up downtrend I've been waiting for, all the way down to 1.19. Oh, hey, David. Divine, I'm sorry, Divine. Oh, nice, buddy. That's awesome. Congratulations. I've been spending the last couple of weeks working on some stuff from that Van Thought book that I read recently, so I've been a little bit light on my trading, but I pretty well finished everything except for a few things that I'm working on, so I'm ready to go. Boy, I'm definitely gonna be trying to go short on this thing and probably tomorrow. That's pretty nice looking. Yo dollar hasn't turned. I personally wouldn't even think about going short the yo dollar until at least we hit the 78% fib right around the 1.1 area. I mean, even if it does go down a little bit, I mean, I wouldn't be going short personally. Like I was saying earlier, the euro dollar has been grabbing liquidity like no tomorrow. Don't be one of the 85% of retail traders that tried to go short here and then lost, and then tried to go short there and lost, and probably tried to go short now and lost. Life would be so much more simple if you just went long every single chance you got. Long, 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 long. What the hell? Long, 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 long. What would I be doing now? I'd probably be getting out of a long, and I'd probably be trying to get long again, maybe tomorrow morning or something. Don't be a liquidity trap for the big traders. That's all these euro dollar and pound dollar has really been doing for the last several weeks. Don't be that stupid retail trader. Ah, look, high impact. Suspension of 25% surcharge on exports of electronics. So maybe it's not everything but electronics. That's a good start, I guess. He's definitely shaking the old bird cage, I guess you could say. That's for sure. I don't really like to talk about Trump too much because people are so emotional about it one way or the other. You either love him to death or you literally hate him so much that you just want to see him die or something. So there's nothing in between with him. So there's no point in talking about it because either you're gonna get somebody that really loves him or you're gonna get somebody that really, really just despises him. Either way, I don't want to be in that conversation. But he's definitely the market mover nowadays, isn't he? He's definitely a market mover. Big time market mover. I wouldn't be selling to you now, but you definitely could if you want. I'm a trend trader. If anybody's been following me for a while, they know that I would never, ever, whatsoever be looking at this pizza thinking it's time to go short. I literally was just talking about how all these little pushes down are nothing more than just liquidity grabs for big money traders. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Not a trade for me, that's for sure. Even if I was on the 10-minute time frame or a 5-minute time frame, I wouldn't be trying to sort it. But I only trade in one direction. I only trade with the higher time frame move. I never trade against the trend. I trade about 34 different current different pairs. There's almost always going to be some sort of a trend trade available. I don't have to take these liquidity trap sucker trades against the trend, even though sometimes they are very profitable, especially if you're only looking for 30, 40 pips. They definitely are profitable. It's just not part of my trading plan. I just have never been that guy, and I never will be that guy. So, I mean, even if I was trading the 5-minute time frame, I would want to see a nice break of Strata, and then I'd want to see a nice pullback, and then I'd be trading with the trend. But, ugh, what's the difference between this and this over here? I mean, it could literally just push down for a little while, and then right back up it goes. So be careful with those kind of counter trend moves. So far, they have been nothing but liquidity traps. I think the US dollar is going down to the 61% Fibonacci. I think the US dollar could potentially keep going down, causing the dollar pairs to keep going up. So be careful. The only reason I get on people about that is because I want people to be successful. And I understand that everybody wants to just be in a trade all the time, but like I said, man, over the past several weeks, how would you have done if you would have literally just got in every single pullback you saw? You literally just went long, went long, went long, 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 long. Do you think that would have been a profitable strategy? I mean, maybe there's a few opportunities where you could have made 20, 30 pips to the downside, but that's just way too stressful and way too unknown for me. And the reason why it's unknown is because the higher time frames are in an uptrend all day long. Now, if we were sitting at a Fibonacci level, I'd be more likely to say, okay, maybe. You know, if we were sitting at the 78% and it started pulling back, I'd be like, okay, maybe, yeah, maybe it's going to go down for a few days. But this literally could just be a tiny, tiny little move to the downside and then literally right back up. So yeah, anyways, I do these live streams every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you enjoy the live streams more than you do my daily videos, then give this a thumbs up so that way, it pushes it out to new people. Because if you enjoy these, I'll keep doing them. If you enjoy the videos, then I'll just switch back to do the videos. Either way, I try to do, without putting too much work on myself because I do focus on trading more than anything. and my members. Yeah, definitely let me know what you like best. Do you like the live streams better, or do you like the daily videos better? We already looked at Bitcoin, so you can just watch the live stream over again if you missed it. Sorry, buddy. We literally just looked at Bitcoin a little while ago. This live stream will be posted on my channel, so if you missed it, you can go back and watch. If you haven't joined my Discord channel yet, definitely check that out. It is 100% free to join. If anybody is interested in my membership, it's at my website, fxpipcollector.com. It is only $25 a month. An extremely cheap membership, especially for all you get for your money. So definitely check that out if anybody's interested. If not, that's fine. Just join my Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. Never had to pay a dime if you did not want to. And anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow evening at the same time, same place. So as always, thank you for watching and happy trading, everyone.